What's up guys, the Strong Boys 19 here. It's time to do the next 2013 album review. Before I jump right into it, I just want to give a big happy birthday to Jordan aka Chainsaw Gears 12, one of my favourite reviewers in the album reviewing community. I gave him a couple of shout outs before, but he just turned 21, so like I did before, I'll be posting his channel in the description so that you guys can check him out. So yeah. So I'm going to be reviewing the 21st studio album from one of my favourite bands of all time, Motorhead, entitled Aftershock. Yeah, so Aftershock, as I said, is their 21st studio album, and this is the follow-up to The World Is Ours, which came out in 2010. And if you don't know who Motorhead are, why are you watching this? Click off this video. Motorhead is a classic heavy metal band from London since their formation in 1975 to the present day. And to be honest with you guys, this band never really let me down from a lot of their albums, and Ace of Spades is one of my favourite albums of all time, and they've made so many damn good albums from their whole entire discography since the past 30 plus years, and this band had been one of the most iconic and influential in history, like other British heavy metal bands of heavy metal. For examples, of course, Black Sabbath, and there was Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, involving others. So Motorhead is a band that I really do love a lot, and they have been one of those first bands that that got me into music, basically. So, with this album, Aftershock is definitely a really, really great album from start to finish. And let me know what you guys think of this album by typing down below in the comments. And the album had been released officially yesterday, and this album is 40 plus minutes long, and it has 14 tracks. And there have been so many really, really good songs on this album, for songs like Heartbreaker, which is the single, Lost Woman Blues, Dust and Glass, Death Machine, and End of Time. There was other ones, Queen of the Damned, Knife, all of these other songs from start to freaking finish. And this is a band that really does continue the same amount of vibes of their whole same creativity from their songwriting on the heavy metal sound, and they are just full of energy, like from their studio albums to their live performances. This band really still has the big, massive amount of energy, and they have been one of the biggest bands in history. So there's just a lot of really good things to talk about on the album. A lot of the songs on this album are just very, very good for what they are, and there's pretty much, a lot of songs on here that are just pretty much fast-paced, and it just begins with a bang. It's just sounded fist-punching, epicness, and it's just fun and awesome to listen to. And there are a few songs on the album that are like slower-paced, tempo-changed type of songs, and they're still really good from the amount of time that they create their music really, really well. And Lemmy's vocals on the album really, really still does sound awesome to this very day, and his vocals, still really impress me, and he's one of my favourite metal vocalists of all time, and he really does have the this heavy grainy style type of voice I think that's the right word, grainy. Well, it's still very strong, and he's just really that great of a vocalist. Everyone knows Lemmy, and you know, he's just definitely one of the most iconic members in the heavy metal universe. So his vocals on the album really does stand out, like their previous albums to this day. The guitar work on the album, absolutely incredible, and it's just pretty much full of simplicity, but there's still a lot of these very in-your-face guitar riffs with some very good, impressive guitar solos that really does sound similar, like some bluesy type of solos. And it's like with Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath, and his guitar solos from the aggression of heavy metal, his guitar solos are pretty much like sounding like blues influence. So the blues guitar solo sounds have been one of those things that really defines the musical style from Black Sabbath, and that's what Motorhead did, pretty much the very similar thing. So Motorhead had been one of these very, very good bands that really does stand out from the way that they sound. The drumming on the album, absolutely great as well, and it really does keep everything in time, and the sound of the drums just sounded very punchy, and it's just fantastic. And the distortion sound, it does have the very great heavy evil sound to it, and the sound of the bass guitar is just absolutely loud and crisp sounding. To hear that very good, sweet, heavy tone to it. So a lot of the songs on this album, very, very good stuff, really enjoyable to listen to, and just definitely check out Motorhead with this album. And yeah, the production is definitely one of the best things on the album. As I said, like the sounds from the instruments, and you know, the sound of Lemmy's awesome classic style of vocals from his great vocal range. So this band had been absolutely raw sounded, awesome epicness from a lot of their albums, besides Ace of Spades, like other albums like Overkill and Bomber, and there was so many of these great albums from their whole entire discography. They're just pretty much like the other previous albums, and Aftershock really does bring back their own classic heavy metal sounds and vibes to their creations. So yeah, that's just pretty much all I've got to say about Aftershock from the classic heavy metal band Motorhead, and it's definitely going to be in the top 25 of the year, and I'm going to give this album a high 9 out of 10. Sorry, I had to burp there. I had some cocoa earlier. So, thank you guys for watching, and as always, keep it metal.